Welcome back everyone, another compilation for you. Got some good ones for you this week. First up is this one, an expensive mistake by a customer. I'll be honest, I could very easily have made the same mistake myself. So this is pretty much brand new stump jumper. Customer fancied upgrading the wheels to save some weight on the bike, which is always a good shout. So these are the new wheels. These are some elite wheels. He's put some new tyres on there. Doing a good job on it. Very nice wheels. However, he came to me telling me the gears weren't working. He bought a brand new cassette when he bought the wheels. It's a SRAM setup, etc. So he bought a new SRAM cassette. Right. The issue is this bike is transmission or T-Type equipped, and this cassette is not compatible at all with T-Type. So it is the wrong cassette. It will not shift. You cannot index it. There are no workarounds that I'm aware of. It is basically the wrong cassette. So here's where the fun begins, because this is the original wheel. So this is a T-Type cassette. You can tell by this red band on here. This is the setup gear basically. It's a fully SRAM equipped bike. SRAM brakes, SRAM gears, SRAM everything basically. Cassette, chain set, everything. So you would automatically presume it's an XD driver equipped bike, etc, etc. However, I didn't know this, and clearly the customer didn't know this. Bike has got a hyperglide hub. SRAM make a cassette, T-Type cassette, that will fit onto a hyperglide hub. I didn't know there was such a thing. This is the 1270 cassette, designed to fit on a hyperglide hub. As far as I was aware, SRAM and Shimano don't play ball at all. Why would SRAM go to the effort of making a T-Type cassette to fit onto a Shimano hub? Makes no sense to me. I would never even have considered it as an option. And at first glance, you would presume that as an XD driver. That looks exactly the same. So if I was ordering a cassette or etc. for this bike, I'd have done exactly the same as the customer. I wouldn't have ordered an Eagle cassette, but I would have ordered a normal T-Type cassette. This is your 1275 cassette, which is XD driver. So I would have ordered this. It ain't going to fit on this. However, the new wheel, it gets really confusing by the way. So the new wheel he ordered SRAM obviously, so it's XD driver, and he ordered this cassette, which we now know is the wrong cassette. So it's a bit of a quandary as to fix this basically. So what we've done in the end is, this is the new wheel. It came with an XD driver, because obviously it's a SRAM equipped bike, so he ordered that, and that's where it started to go wrong, because he ordered the wrong cassette. So what he's done is order an XD 1275 cassette, which will go on here, get him away, and then he's also ordered a replacement freehub body for this bike, which is a HG fitting, which means, where's it gone? When it comes to a new cassette, it's 30 quid for a HG body, and he can use this cassette, which is the existing HG cassette from the original bike. I hope you're following all this. Flipping heck, so confusing, honestly. So yeah, it's ended up as a very expensive mission for him. So this won't fit anything. So basically you can either send it back for a refund, but it has been fitted obviously. This is his old HG cassette, won't fit his new wheels until the new freehub body comes. This is another new cassette he's had to buy, XD driver, which will fit his new wheels. Won't fit his old wheels, but he doesn't want the old wheels anyway. And then when this cassette wears out, he can then refit this cassette with his new freehub body, which was about £30 from Elite wheels, instead of another brand new £200. This cassette is about £250 or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, I spent a very expensive learning curve for the customer, and I'll be honest, I can see exactly what he's done. This he could probably have dodged if he'd known a little bit more. He should always get one with a red band on it, but I never knew they made a T-Type cassette for a HG driver. I never knew there was such a thing. And I'm quite sure there's a lot of people out there who weren't aware of that either. So just a bit of a public service announcement really, guys, to if you are buying cassettes, don't automatically presume it's an XD driver. Like I say, this is a full SRAM bike. Why would you fit a hyperglide hub to this specialised? Who knows whether they did save a few pounds, but it's caught this customer out big style. So bear that in mind if you're ordering T-Type cassettes. Just make sure you are ordering the correct one, because there's a couple of variants out there. There you go. That was an expensive one, wasn't it? Right, I'll get it back together off camera, get it back to the customer, and he can continue to rub his wounds or his empty wallet. Right, what's next? Next up, Squeaky. If only they were all that easy. Perfect. Actually, there is a bit more of a serious problem with this bike. This brake needs bleeding. So this is a Tektro road caliper, very similar process to Shimano. So we'll just run through that quickly and show you how to do that. Got the wheel out. Nice and quiet now. That wasn't very tight. So we've got a split pin on this one we need to get out. Generally speaking, you're supposed to replace these after you've bent it back out. Right, I'm trying my manual focus thing now. I think I've sorted my camera out, so hopefully all this stays in focus. I hate getting these out. If anyone's got a better tool for doing it, then need one of those pliers, please let me know, because it does the job, but it's not easy. Yeah. Pads on this one pop out the bottom, and you'll need a bleed block of some sort. Anything that's going to stop the pistons moving. Like that. And then just put this back in to hold that in, because this is quite a loose fit. Like that. So when you're bleeding brakes, you need to keep the caliper lower than the lever, which means you've got to lift up the front end of the bike, obviously on this one. Part tool, if you can make this a bit easier to turn, look at that. Wow, that's just crazy. I shouldn't have to get pliers out to undo this. Just connects to the bar. So it needs to sit like that, like I say, the caliper way lower than the lever. I mean, this is pretty exaggerated, but if you can get it like that, all the better. You can go to the lever, so you've got 3 screws on this Tektro one. This is the bleed port one. It looks different to the other two. These two are holding it together. This is your bleed port. So it's T15 on this one. This lever's quite level, that's where you want it. Take that out and make sure your rubber plug comes with it. And it's just a case of getting your favourite bleed kit. So this is a combination of 2 different ones. This is an Easy MTB. This is a part one with a different hose with a Easy MTB bit. There's all sorts of bits. I've got hundreds of these, so just knock up what you can. Easy MTB make a nice kit. It's pretty cheap. It'll fit pretty much anything though, to be honest. Yeah, pretty decent stuff for the amount of time you're going to use it. Just get a bit of fluid in the caliper one. We're going to push it up to the lever and just reverse that until we're happy. Pretty easy this. This is a mineral fluid system, so we're going to use Shimano fluid on this one. I'm not even sure Tektro do their own specific one, but the one that's in here is red already, so that's good. Just prep that up. We don't need anything in this one because we're going to fill it up from the caliper. So connect to the lever first. Hopefully this will reach. What you don't want to do is take this one out and take the one out on the caliper at the same time and leave the system open at both ends, because it will very, very quickly drain itself onto your floor. Fit it to the lever first, then you can take your plug out of the caliper. It will drip a little bit, but if you don't have this in here, it will literally pour out. And again, on the caliper, that's your bleed port there. I don't give you much room to get this one out, thanks to the frame. And that's another T15. So you will lose some fluid at this point. It's inevitable into your caliper. And that's basically ready to bleed. So all I'm going to do now is push this fluid through here, and we'll watch the lever end and watch all the air pop out. Then we'll just do the same but in reverse. So we'll push it from the lever to the caliper, and then back from the caliper to the lever. Flick the lever a few times, and I think you'll find that will be absolutely fine. So I'm just pressing it through now, and you'll see hopefully air. There you go, plenty of air in there. Look at all that. Still more. Still more. That should be about it. I think keep pushing. So now I'm just going to push it through here and into the caliper. The caliper, see if you can see anything there. Shouldn't be a great deal now, if anything, to be honest. So it's pushing through. There's a little bit, quite a lot actually. Should do that. And then again from the caliper, and just repeat until you don't see any more air, basically. A little bit left there. Look at the hose, there's nothing in there now. When you do push it through, make sure your syringe is upright like this. Don't press it like that, because you're just pressing that massive air bubble through then. Hopefully the last one. Pressing from the caliper now. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing, not a single bubble. There's one last one, so just repeat that until you see nothing at either end, and we're done. So if that doesn't sort the issue, you can get a bit more drastic. You can do what we call a gravity bleed, basically where you are leaving this back end open and just letting the fluid basically drip through to force any bubbles through that's in the hose. Generally speaking, I don't find that very effective, I'll be honest. Or you can unbolt the caliper, and then you can manipulate that round in your hand into every angle you can possibly think of whilst you're pressing the syringe, and that normally does the trick really nicely. You can also loosen off this bolt on here and tilt the lever through several different angles, just for that last tiny little bubble. But while it's like this, you can easily just drop the bike down, pump it through like this, and there's nothing coming out of here at all. When you're happy with that, take it out of the caliper, put your plug back in. Look at that. There's no access to this at all. And then just nip it up, don't go crazy. Wipe it down. It's only mineral fluid, it's not DOT. Obviously make sure nothing's going to be left that contaminate your brake pads. Common sense. It's a bit of brake cleaner. good as new. I might actually look for a Tektro specific kit if they make one. I think they do. Drop your plug back in. Again, not very tight. Okay, so if you watch this, that's all I'm doing. Not very, very gently. Nip that up, not tight enough. Quick wipe down. Bleed block is still in, so this lever should be absolutely rock hard, which it is. When you've done that, take your bleed block out. Again, just make sure there's nothing left in there. I genuinely think I've sorted my focus thing out, guys. Ooh, I'm excited. And then you need to change the split pin. It's going to be quite a challenge to get in the right size. I've tried this so many times, and they're always either too thick or too long. Not what she said. Anyway, let's see if I've got one that's suitable. This is my last attempt at ordering. These from Elvdes. These are for Shimano. 35mm, and these look pretty good for this one, so that'll do you. I know a lot of people reuse the old one, but you should always put a new one in. This is the silver one. I can't get black ones, so we do the same job. Throw the wheel back in and we're done. So before you go out, make sure you just pump the lever a few times. Make sure you get the pads back to where they were on the rotor. Otherwise, sometimes it's a very, very long lever. Ooh, not ideal. Right, that's beautiful. Done. Next up, we've got some Magura HS11 hydraulic rim brakes. Not doing much braking at the moment. That lever is pretty much, well, it's doing absolutely nothing, I'll be honest with you. There is a screw in here where you can adjust pad travel. However, it's pretty much all the way in there, so that's not the issue. And the pads are pretty much brand new. So, obviously we're going to bleed this. Those of you not seen HS11s, they're basically hydraulic rim brakes, like I say. So it goes onto the normal rim, not a disc brake. There's a piston in each side, hose connects the other one, and then a hose goes back to the lever. So it's a pretty basic system, but very, very powerful brakes when they work nicely. Some of these are quick release, so you can basically take that out and the whole brake will just come off, mostly on the front so you can get the wheel out. You don't see many of these around, but they are pretty good until they're not good. So this here, the pad is in here. You can't quite see it as the pad holder, but this piece here is a pad, and that should be moving. We're not doing anything at all on either side. And this bike has been in before for this problem, so initially I'm going to try and bleed and see if that helps, but potentially there's something a bit more serious wrong with it. I can't see any visible signs of leaks anywhere, but a lot of the hose is internally routed over this motor. So it could potentially be in there, but again, you'd expect to see something there, and it's literally bone dry. So let's have a go at bleeding it and see if that makes a difference. So Magura use their own fluid, it's a mineral oil, they call it royal blood. How much difference there is, who knows. We'll fill a syringe to connect to the caliper, and this one here will literally just be prodded into the lever and receive whatever comes out of this one, really. So it's a pretty straightforward system. This is, it don't get much easier, really, to be honest. These things have been around for decades. Started on mountain bikes with, I can't remember the model number, HS33, I can't remember. But neon yellow ones, very nice. So that's all we need to do there, basically. And this one here will screw into the caliper. And this one, I'll say, goes into the lever. I'm just going to clean it up a bit because it's not been cleaned, you'll be pleased to know. This is the bleed port here that we need access to. Crack this Torx one out. Like that. So the customer was asking if we could replace this with something else. It's been on a big heavy e-bike. Well, you're pretty much stuffed with this. There's no disc brake mounts on this. I'm not even sure these are the same spacing. They didn't used to be the same spacing, I don't think, for V brakes, etc. But you certainly won't want to downgrade from hydraulic rims to V, so you're pretty much stuck with these as far as I'm aware. So let's see if we can get them to work. Just screw this in. With that end done, I'm just going to prepare the lever. So this screw in here is basically a pad sort of adjustment screw. As they wear, you screw this in and it takes up the slack on the lever. Like I say, this is pretty much all the way in. And it's doing nothing, so we're going to unscrew this, ready for the bleed. That gives you maximum capacity in the system then. It's tight there, so we'll leave that. And then they want you to put the lever in an upright position. Just need to move this out of the way so I can get it into its position. And then, like I say, they want you to pump it all the way up to the top like this, vertical. I don't remember doing this last time I did this, so potentially I did it wrong, and that's why it's still an issue. It was over a year ago though. Here's a bleed port screw for that one. Like I say, there's no syringe for, well, there's nothing to screw into here. You just basically prod that syringe into it, and that's it. That's the plug. And this other syringe literally just pushes in here and holds itself in place like that. Not very technical, this one. And it's just a case of obviously pushing this through into the lever and seal it back up, see how she feels. Right, there you go. Plenty of air, that's for sure. Plenty of air. Right, I'm going to repeat that, put some more through there because there's still air coming out, you could see. So just keep repeating that until you're happy with that. Drop that in for a second while I get the syringe ready. Obviously you're going to lose a drop. Get yourself a cloth over that before you just drain everything like I did. So I'll get another syringe ready for that and just do the same again. Alright, second one going in. Let's seal it up and see how we get on. Be careful because there's so much plastic in this system, it's scary. Look at that, that's not doing anything. Not sealing. Right, I'm far from convinced of that bleed port in the lever. It's just plastic and it really didn't seem to want to bite, so I think potentially that is the issue. That lever's port is not sealing properly. So check this port here, like this me, with no effort whatsoever. It's just spinning. It's not leaking, I can't see anything leaking out, but it doesn't feel like it's doing a great deal, that's for sure. It's just so much plastic on Maguras, honestly. And there is signs of fluid here as well when it came in, so I think potentially this is damaged. There's a spare plug, brand new one. There's an O-ring on here. Look at it, it's just terrible. Plastic brakes, guys. This is a new plug. Well, that's actually bit really nicely. Good, that's tight. And we got all this adjustment here because this is backed all the way out, so basically just adjust back in to get your lever feel how you want it. That feels lovely there. You see the thread, that's the old plug there. It's literally non-existent, and that wasn't me. So potentially the customers tried to sort that before he brought it to me, and that's all it needed, hopefully. Right, good. This bike also has a Shimano Inter 8 hub. People keep asking me about stripping these down, servicing them. I see absolutely none of these. Probably the second one in 5 years I've seen. So I just do everything I see here is Derailleur, basically. Derailleur or no gears. So I am absolutely no expert on this. I would have to refer to YouTube or Shimano manuals myself. So don't expect a video anytime soon. Sorry. But in a nutshell, basically you're pulling the entire core out of this hub here. It's actually fairly straightforward by all accounts. And then the entire core of that sits in a bath of Shimano oil, and that's done every sort of 2,000 kilometers. However, the customer needs his bike pretty urgently because he's going away on holiday tomorrow, so we're not doing that today. I will speak to him and see if he wants to book it in for that over the winter for a full major overhaul, because believe me, the bike needs it. And then I can get that one video as well at some point. But as it is at the moment, leaving it be. Very good. Right, hopefully that's the end of that one. Just before we look at this next one, quick pause to say a massive thanks to Sport and Leisure for sponsoring today's video. So we all know, right, there's nothing worse than being right in the middle of a big job, only for everything to come to a grinding halt because the part you're expecting to come today is not here, is it? Where is it? Days away yet. Sometimes not even been in the same country. And that's exactly why I use Sport and Leisure. They're based right here in the UK. Stock levels are 100% live. So it's on the shelf and ready to go. Get your order in before 3 PM. It's dispatched the very same day with free delivery on all UK orders. Fantastic. Next day delivery starts from only £2.50, which is just brilliant when you need to crack on with the job. And times I've used that, I can't tell you, so many times. So they've also just updated the channel discount scheme for you. Head over to sportandleisure.com/BCR or scan this QR code on the screen right now. It will generate a 10% discount at checkout off your very first order. If you're buying parts anyway, it's an easy way to save a bit of extra cash. Still, the link's in the description below, and a massive thanks again to Sport and Leisure for continuing to support the channel. Right, let's have a look what's wrong with this one. I think there's a couple of bits actually. Next up, Derailleur hanger swap on this one. So it's a pretty straightforward job. Just want to show you a couple of bits while we're in there. So let's do this one. So first of all, you gotta get the derailleur off, obviously. Drop that down to the smallest sprocket. No, that's not even going to the smallest sprocket. Okay. There we go. If you've got a clutch, take the clutch off. It's going to make life a bit easier for you. You don't need to take the chain off. Do, however, need to take the derailleur off itself. So, Jesus, that's fucking outrageously tight. Shouldn't be that tight. Wow. So what you need to do now, you need to basically relieve the tension off here, because you can see that's under a lot of spring tension. This is broken, that's why it's slipping forwards, but basically sort of straighten your derailleur out in your hand like that and pull it all the way back. And then you want to undo this, otherwise you've got a risk of damaging the threads when you do that, because the spring will be basically pulling it against there as you're trying to undo that. So take the tension off this linkage here while you're doing it. Okay, that's probably the hardest bit. You need to drop the wheel out. You take the wheel out first, it doesn't make any difference, but like that. And it's very easy just to remove this piece now. Sometimes I've got a bolt on the inside, sometimes one or two, they're all different. But what I would recommend, while I'm showing you this, is you should all have a spare derailleur hanger that you carry with you on a ride, because if you fall off and snap this, bend it, you're walking home or getting an Uber. Have one of these in your bag and learn how to do it before you're stuck in the middle of nowhere in the pissing rain. So my advice is get yourself a new one, probably fit that to the bike, keep your old spare one in your bag, but practice at home when you've got all the kit and all the time, so you know what you're doing when it comes to the crunch and you're 30 miles away from home and it's getting dark. So once you know how to do it once, it's dead easy. Don't wait until you need to do it. So that's my advice. Grab yourself a new one, fit the new one, keep your old spare one in your saddle bag, or at very least just have a go at taking this off and putting it back on like this. Okay, there's not dirt, that's pretty much worn into the frame there. Problem with this old one is that corner where the actual B screw rests against is basically worn off. It really is just flopping forwards because it's got nothing to stop against, so I don't see any reason this is being changed. It's actually really strong and really straight, but it ain't working. So on the new one, get a bit of a coating of grease on anything that's going to touch your frame, because you do get a few clicks and creaks from these sometimes, and again in the threads, etc. Don't go crazy, just a little light coating on the bolt. Get some Loctite on there as well. Put it in and nip that up. Your torque setting on this probably 3 or 4 Newton meters. I don't need to be crazy. And then it's just putting the derailleur on. So the important bit here is this little tab here. If you've got a B screw, it's the same idea, but this tab here needs to sit above here. So when you're screwing it in, just be really careful, because clearly that is not going to be in the right place where I'll put that there. That's underneath that tab, so don't do that. Get it started, lift it up so that sits on there, and then tighten it down, and that's in the correct position. About 7 or 8 Newton meters, I think they say on that one. Wipe off any excess grease, and the through axle's going to screw into here with some grease as well. Just put your wheel in, and we're done. Like I say, it's a very easy job, but make sure you know how to do it before you need to do it. And then it's really easy. I've got a few other bits to do on this bike, but I did just want to show you that. And again, my recommendation, I'll say it before, practice before you need to do it, because it's a very easy job. If it's gone dark and it's raining and you're stuck by the side of a road panicking, it's a lot easier if you know how to do it the first time. Okay, next. I'm just sticking with the same bike. I was just about to set the gears, however, the gear lever is not working. It kind of works and then doesn't work. So, easy fix. Finish line 1 step, this is a lube and cleaner. We're just going to flood this shifter and it'll work. Conveniently, someone's left the plastic port off there. Just drown it. Well, give that a minute and then go for it again. Might take a minute just to wake itself up. It's not happy at all, this one. Oh dear, it might be dead. I'll take this gear cable out the back because that is not feeling like it's going to do anything, I'll be honest. That normally frees them up straight away, but not this one. I'm just going to take this out and fit a new one, it's just going to be a lot easier. Problem is I might not be able to get it out because it's not in the right gear. Houston. I'm pulling the cable really tight now and operating that lever at the same time. It almost looks like it's fanning on this grip, but I don't think it is. Move it just in case that's what the problem is. Sometimes these grips just stops it on the last millimetre of travel and stops it from working. I'll move it out of the way so that's not a problem. Nope. Wow, this is not happy. I can't get that to move. That's unusual. Normally I've not been beaten by one of these yet, and it appears this might be the first. It should go way past there. Got around another 6 gears to go, but it's not doing anything. Get it off the bike and have a look. Like that. So I've got it in the vise now. Again, we've got it clamped in now, so I can really pull this at the same time as operating that lever, but it's not going to work. Something that's pretty terminal in this one. That should keep going. Like I say, it's got at least 6 more gears there. Nope. Strongly don't recommend taking shifters apart. It's just a box of springs, basically. However, it might be something dead easy on this one. Oh, I can see the problem. There you go. That gear cable there has fell out of its housing at the end. That is the end of the gear cable there. It shouldn't be sitting there. It should be sitting in this little plastic housing. So, see if we can just flick that back to where it should be, or just out of the way at least for now. I'm taking another screw out. Wish me luck. I can't move it, so I'm just going to take this, see if I can get this off, and that'll give me good access to it. It's not too bad until you take this one off, and then it's just game over. Smaller screwdriver. There's the cable there, where it shouldn't be. So we're just going to push that in or get it out of the way, and then it will do what it should do. Get a new cable and we should be okay. I think one more screw that should lift up or explode, one or the other. Alright, there we go. Not too bad actually, that one. Somehow that's ended up like that. I don't know if it's connected to the problem with the hanger. Caused some slack in here. They're trying to change gear at the same time and just fell out there at the same time. Who knows? But all we need to do is get it out of the way, cut that off, and this piece here is where it's supposed to be. Right, cut that off. Put the cable out. Now this should work. Also, it's always this 10 speed, aren't they? Good, sorted. There's a lucky escape for the owner. Just put this cover back on, throw it back on, chuck a cable in, and we'll be good to go. Beautiful. Hope you enjoyed this week's selection. I remain undefeated by a Shimano shifter yet. One day something will come in that I can't fix, but not yet. So I hope you found that useful. Hope you maybe learned something. That's what these videos are all about at the end of the day. Help you guys out, a few tips and tricks. So if you do enjoy the content and you like to see this stuff, there's 150 odd videos that I've done previously and probably another few hundred at least coming up. So get yourself subscribed, get notifications, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.